Alright, what's up guys? So by now, most of you have probably heard of or seen this guy, Andrew Tate. He really blew up in popularity these past couple of months, from going on seemingly everyone's podcast, to hopping on Twitch with Aiden Ross, XQC, and Trainwrecks, some of the biggest Twitch streamers. To put it simply, he's the new rising star of 2022. But it seems like that may already be coming to an end soon, because if you didn't know, he's one of those alpha male red pill type of guys, and he says some insane stuff, like things you should never be saying on social media because of all the backlash you'd be getting. But I guess that's his appeal, right? And there's been a lot of videos coming out recently very eager to expose Andrew Tate, and I'm probably going to be one of the few, if not only videos that come in and try to at least give somewhat of a reasonable take on him. So this post right here recently got a ton of traction. What is that now? 1.4 million likes. And it's basically outlining all the bad stuff that Andrew Tate is saying. And to summarize, this whole post is just trying to get social media platforms to try to cancel Andrew Tate. Okay, so here it is. Andrew Tate is teaching young boys to be violent misogynists, blah blah blah. Andrew Tate is an influencer and former kickboxer, blah blah blah. He said that women are men's property, blah blah blah. Okay, so they use certain clips, and I just want you to notice something, right? Notice how every single slide I'm going to show you, all of them are going to have a clip, besides one. Okay, so here's the first clip.
The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. I'll say this right here on the fucking internet. I don't give a shit. People will sit there and go, oh, you can't say that. Yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been more places, been fucked and dumped more times, more arguments, more heartbreak, more bullshit, more mess for me to clean up. Whereas a 19-year-old might have had one guy from high school, just broke up, she's fresh, and I can fucking put my imprint on her and make her a good person, and without her having to go through all that detriment to learn about life.
It's basically claiming that he's a groomer. So let me tell you guys what I personally think grooming is. So in my definition, grooming only applies when it's an older person, like a legal adult, talking to people who are underage, usually with sexual overtones, basically just setting them up and preying on them. You know, talking to them a certain way, with the hopes that when they're legal, they're going to be in a relationship with them. And this is obviously wrong because of the power dynamic, right? And that's what I think grooming is. Not any of this 18-year-old, 19-year-old BS. And here's what I think Andrew Tate was actually trying to say. Obviously, they're going to try to make it seem like it's worse than it actually is. But to put it more tamely, I just think Andrew Tate prefers women that have less emotional damage / trauma, bad experiences, whatever you want to call it. And if he prefers women like that, then he has every right to do it, right? It's not like he's trying to be the next Epstein. He's not doing anything illegal. Sure, you can shame him morally, but legally, he hasn't done anything wrong. We as a society have decided that 18 years old is the legal age. If you have any problems with that, then go vote to change the law. Okay, so here's the next clip.
Who knows CPR? Well, me. Help him! No. Why? Because I ain't gay.
Much of his content is laughably ridiculous, like this video where he says he knows CPR, but wouldn't perform it on a man because that would be gay. I think people are just taking this clip way too seriously. Like, is it fucked up? Sure. But so what if he doesn't want to perform mouth-to-mouth CPR? It's his choice. It's not like he's a doctor or anything. He's just some rich guy. What are you going to do? Hold him at gunpoint and force him to do mouth-to-mouth CPR? And here's just the last slide I want to show you. And notice how I said before that every slide has at least a clip, even if it's out of context, right? But conveniently enough, the most damaging slide has nothing but text for reference. Andrew Tate is not just another edgy misogynist on the internet, he's also one in real life. He's been under investigation for sex trafficking and rape in Romania where he lives. In one video, he explained that 40% of his reason for moving to Romania was because Romanian police were less likely to pursue sexual assault allegations than police in the United States. And this is just an outright lie, right? Like this dude, Matt XIV, Matziv, or I'm gonna just call him Matt, is purposely spreading misinformation and lies to 1.4 million people. And that's only the amount of people that like the post too. I'm sure the real number of people that saw this post and now have a negative opinion on Andrew Tate is probably somewhere between 3 to 5 million. And posts like these are just going to make his fans more diehard. Because now Everything that he said about cancel culture and this third wave feminism trying to shut you up and destroy your livelihood is becoming true. They're legitimately witnessing this in real time happening to their idol. Okay, so like I said before, there's a lot of fake news spreading around about Tate saying that he's a sex trafficker and whatnot, but I've seen zero indication of that. I know the big one that everyone likes to point to is the incident where the US Embassy even got involved, and Romanian police raided his house and found 2 women there, one American and one Romanian, which the Tate brothers have already cleared up these accusations and said that the police were called to their house because the American woman claimed she was being kidnapped when her boyfriend asked why she was over at their house because he saw her Instagram story. And allegedly, the Romanian police already have the footage of the girl walking in willingly, dancing and partying at their house.
Together, ignored her one day. Hey, let's go out for dinner. Ignored her, kept ignoring her. Then turns out she has a boyfriend. So the boyfriend found out she was with Tristan. So now she's in a hard situation, right? Because she doesn't want to admit to her boyfriend she's been cheating with the guy who now ignores her completely. So she says, oh, yeah, but I was with him, but I didn't want to be. I was at their house and I couldn't leave. Like she was kidnapped. Even though all of our CCTV, which the police now have, prove that she came by Uber and left by Uber, and there's text messages of her begging to come back, and Tristan wouldn't let her. So then her boyfriend calls the embassy and calls the police.
Like, dude, the police had access to CCTV footage and camera footage from their house showing that the girl came in willingly. And the fact that the police saw this footage and didn't proceed on with the investigation any further just says everything needs to know. And it's not like it's only the Romanian police too. The US Embassy got involved. The US Embassy. People are downplaying that. And for me, it's innocent until proven guilty. So unless something else comes out from that situation, they're completely innocent. To me at least. Maybe not to you guys. Also, apparently there's this video of Andrew Tate saying he moved to Romania because it's easier to get off on rape charges. But I tried searching for that video and it was nowhere to be found. You would think that a video as big as this one, something that is potentially career ruining for Andrew Tate, would be saved or archived somewhere, especially now in the digital age, but there are no traces of it. This tweet was also back in April 2022 as well, so it was this year, right around the time when Andrew Tate was starting to gain notoriety. And you're telling me that a video as bad as that wasn't saved or wasn't re-uploaded anywhere? It just vanished? If this video were to surface on the internet right now, Tate will lose so many fans, but yet no one wants to be known as the person that ends Andrew Tate's career? That's strangely convenient. All these articles also use the same exact source, a tweet. These articles just copy and pasted this exact line with no context whatsoever. It's just all around amazing journalism, you know? The New York Times really has to hire these people who are writing these smear pieces.
I completely do not believe women should be victims to rape or any kind of sexual assault. But I also don't believe men should be held hostage to the fact that any woman you've ever interacted with in your life, ever, at any point in the future, even 40 years later, can come forward and accuse you of something and fuck your life up. Because the problem is, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but with this sexual assault bullshit, you're guilty until proven innocent. How the fuck am I going to prove a bitch is lying about something that happened in 1988? For the same reason she can't prove it happened, I can't prove it didn't happen.
So basically now, the only thing that these people have left to throw at him is his webcam business or ex-webcam business. I'm not sure if he still runs one or not, but that's besides the point, right? They're claiming that he's preying on men who don't know any better, which is just laughable because they wouldn't be saying anything if it was just the girl herself running a solo operation. These are the same people who won't utter a single word about girls that just turned 18, star on their OnlyFans, and I mean just turned 18. Literally on the same day as their 18th birthday, they'll already have an OnlyFans set up by lunchtime and have 5 posts up already. And I don't find anything wrong with that, right? It's your body. You can do whatever you choose to. But when someone like Andrew Tate comes along and gives them a business opportunity by managing them, promoting them, and thus getting a percentage of their earnings, then they'll see a problem with it and say that the person they're signed to is trafficking them, manipulating them, and exploiting them, throwing the whole 9 yards at them, basically. So what is it you're mad at? The fact that he's getting a percentage? The fact that it's a man doing this? Because what if Andrew Tate was a woman? Would you still be mad? I certainly don't think so. Or are you just mad about sex work, which I know it isn't that. So which is it? You can't avoid putting responsibility on the person selling their body if they're not being forced to, because at that point, it's 100% consensual. Like, I understand you don't like him, but don't spread misinformation about him. Do something else like retort his claims and offer some counterpoints. Otherwise, this just makes your side look super weak. I read a lot of comments on videos attacking Andrew Tate too, and most of them don't really have any substance behind them. Like, these people that don't like him have nothing to counter him with. It's all just one big circle jerk of people making fun of him instead of offering good criticisms to what he preaches. And don't get me wrong, there are legit criticisms that can be said about Andrew Tate, but I think these people just lack the intelligence to identify what these criticisms are. If you're going to accuse someone of doing something serious like sex trafficking, you should at least have built a solid foundation of where these claims are coming from, or at least have some evidence, like maybe interviewing his ex-girlfriends or his ex-cam girls, but no one that hates him is presenting any solid evidence to back up these bogus claims. Obviously, Andrew Tate isn't the best person or anything, nor does he claim to be, but to be calling him a sex trafficker with zero evidence is just blatantly spreading misinformation. You're all just spreading the same accusations with no evidence in one big circle jerk, hoping that other people feel the same way about him as you do and latch onto these accusations as if they're the truth. What you're actually doing when you do this is just engaging in a conspiracy theory. Instead of doing that, maybe they should look into why he's only getting more and more popular and garnering all this attention. Because if he was truly saying some nonsense that no one believed in, then he would have zero fans and supporters. So obviously, there are people out there that believe what he's saying. And maybe they were just too scared to actually say it in public due to them not wanting to get canceled, persecuted, lose their job, and essentially their whole livelihood due to the woke mob. It's very interesting because Andrew Tate is probably the guy that popularized it or made it mainstream. Yeah, there were others before him like Kevin Samuels, but even he never really broke into the mainstream like this where he's all over social media. There's legitimately no way to escape this man. You go on TikTok, you're seeing Andrew Tate content. You go on Instagram and you're still seeing Andrew Tate content. You even go on YouTube and Twitter and you're seeing Andrew Tate videos. And these videos aren't only getting a few likes. They're getting tens of thousands of likes, and in some cases, even hundreds of thousands of likes. You don't have to agree with everything he says, but there are some hints of truth in some of the things he says. Look, it's 2022. If these girls want to hoe around, go to the club every single day, and sleep with 5 guys in 1 week, then they have every right to do it. I've got no problem with it. It's a free country. You can do whatever the hell you want to. And I don't think Andrew Tate is bothered by it either. All he's really saying is he doesn't want his girl to be doing that kind of stuff. Is that statement really that outlandish? I personally don't think so. Hell, I'm pretty sure there are women out there that don't want their boyfriends being a man whore either. Like, it goes both ways. This isn't just a single-sided issue. It's not like he's saying to outlaw promiscuity for women either. He just personally doesn't like when women do it. And just because he doesn't necessarily agree with everything that some of these girls do, it doesn't make him a bad person. Obviously, going into the relationship, his girl is going to have to follow his standards if she wants to date him. It's his, actually, I should say, their private life. Whatever goes on in their relationship, whatever he believes in, as long as nothing illegal is going on, then there's nothing wrong with that. A relationship is between two consenting adults. He's not forcing any woman to be in a relationship with him. They can leave at any time they want to. They're not trapped in it or being blackmailed to date him. Really, the only way I see him getting quote-unquote canceled is if all these social media platforms start to shadow ban him and his content, because he's not really saying anything that bad, or unless that video of him saying the 40% stuff is real. If that gets leaks, then I think it's just over for him. But the one caveat that I will say is that a lot of these people that watch all this Andrew Tate and Red Pill stuff, they're almost never going to be able to get to the level of wealth that he has. It's just not realistic. Not everyone is going to be able to be a multi-millionaire, own several Bugattis, and fuck all the hottest women. That's just not how it works. But a lot of the people that are deep into this kind of stuff don't realize it. And they're going to try to apply everything that they've been fed to try to be like Andrew Tate in their next relationship. And it's going to fail miserably because they don't realize that they're not a quote-unquote high-value male. Like my brother in Christ, you are a software engineer making $150,000. Sorry to be the one to say this, but women are not going to want to share you because you make $150,000 a year. And that's not to say that $150,000 a year is not a lot of money, because it is. But there's a difference between software engineer type of money and Andrew Tate kind of money. The relationships that you are trying to replicate are not available to you, my brother. They're exclusively for celebrities and high net worth individuals that bring in millions of dollars a year. Someone like Leonardo DiCaprio or something. Of course, there are always going to be exceptions, but even then, there's no way you're going to be bagging drop dead gorgeous 10 out of 10 girls and expect them to share you when you're not even making millions of dollars a year. At most, you're going to be bagging the neighborhood broads. And just as a general precaution, when these red pill dudes talk, they're really just trying to sell you a pipe dream. They're not talking about the average Joe like you and me, they're talking about the top echelon of men. 99% of the people who try to attain the kind of wealth they are talking about will fail. The only thing that you're doing is making them richer by trying to apply their lifestyles and dating habits to your own personal life. There's also this viral clip on TikTok and all over social media. I think it got something crazy, like 18 million views. Let me just play the clip for you guys right now. So it's basically just making fun of the way this Andrew Tate look like is walking, but these same people will cancel you for making the same joke about any other person. Like, it's okay when you make fun of the sexuality of someone you don't like, but when someone else does the same thing, you go all crazy on them and call for them to be deplatformed? Come on, you can't have it both ways. That's not what equality is. This video might come off as pro Andrew Tate, but when there's so much hypocrisy and misinformation being spread around about this one guy, I find it really hard to support that. If there's anything that you take away from this video, I hope it's that you should always be doing your own research. Like, it's not hard to do a quick Google search and look through some of the top search results, especially now in 2022, where everyone always has an agenda to push. But hey, that wraps it up for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, and also let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm super eager to read what some of you have to say about Andrew Tate and this whole thing. Peace.